Azure Active Directory, AAD, questions and answers. Question 1. What is the primary purpose of Azure Active Directory? Answer. The primary purpose of Azure Active Directory, Azure AD, is to provide identity services that applications can use for authentication and authorization. It is a cloud-based identity and access management service. Question 2. How does single sign-on, SSO, work in Azure AD? Answer. Single sign-on, SSO, in Azure AD allows users to log in once and gain access to various services without being prompted to log in again for each service. Azure AD uses tokens to ensure that users are authenticated and authorized to access resources. Question 3. What is Azure AD B2C? Answer. Azure AD B2C, Business to Customer, is an extension of Azure AD that allows businesses to provide secure and scalable identity access to their customer-facing applications. Question 4. What is the difference between Azure AD and on-premises Active Directory? Answer. Azure AD is a cloud-based service, while on-premises Active Directory is a server that you have to maintain. Azure AD does not require any hardware and offers more scalability and features aimed at cloud services. Question 5. What is Azure AD Join? Answer. Azure AD Join is a feature that allows you to register your device within Azure AD to enable enhanced management and security features. Question 6. How does multi-factor authentication, MFA, integrate with Azure AD? Answer. Multi-factor authentication, MFA, in Azure AD adds an additional layer of security by requiring 2 or more verification methods: something you know, password, something you have, security token or phone, or something you are, biometric verification. Question 7. What is Azure AD Conditional Access? Answer. Azure AD Conditional Access allows administrators to enforce organizational policies where, under certain conditions, access to resources in Azure AD may be allowed or denied. Question 8. Can you describe Azure AD Privileged Identity Management, PIM? Answer. Azure AD Privileged Identity Management, PIM, is a feature that helps to manage, control, and monitor access within Azure AD, Azure, and other Microsoft Online services. PIM ensures that only users with a need to have elevated permissions can gain such access and that they only have these permissions for a time-bound period. Question 9. What are Azure AD Application Proxy Connectors? Answer. Azure AD Application Proxy Connectors enable secure remote access to your on-premises applications. The connector is a lightweight agent that sits on premises and facilitates the outbound connection to Azure AD. Question 10. What is Self-Service Password Reset in Azure AD? Answer. Self-Service Password Reset, SSPR, is a feature in Azure AD that allows users to reset their passwords or unlock their accounts without administrator intervention. Question 11. What is Azure AD Identity Protection? Answer. Azure AD Identity Protection leverages machine learning and heuristics to detect and block malicious attempts at accessing organizational resources, offering a consolidated view into risk events affecting your organization. Question 12. What is OAuth 2.0 in the context of Azure AD? Answer. OAuth 2.0 is an authorization framework that Azure AD supports. It enables applications to gain limited access to user accounts on an HTTP service and is used for token-based authentication. Question 13. What are managed identities in Azure AD? Answer. Managed identities in Azure AD offer Azure services an automatically managed identity in Azure AD for authenticating to any service that supports Azure AD authentication. Question 14. What is the Role-Based Access Control, RBAC, in Azure AD? Answer. Back in Azure AD helps you manage who has access to Azure resources, what they can do with those resources, and what areas they have access to. Question 15. How do Azure AD groups work? Answer: Azure AD groups serve as a collection of users. This helps simplify the assignment of access permissions to network resources, making it easier to manage user permissions at scale. Question 16. What is Azure AD SSL-based SSO? Answer: SSL-based single sign-on SSO in Azure AD uses security assertion markup language (SAML) protocols to send and receive authentication tokens, enabling SSO capabilities in applications that are external to Azure AD. Question 17. What are Azure AD device-based conditional access policies? Answer: Device-based conditional access policies in Azure AD allow organizations to secure access to resources based on the state or health of the user's device. Question 18. What is Azure AD Seamless SSO? Answer: Azure AD Seamless Single Sign-On Seamless SSO automatically signs in users when they are on their corporate desktops that are connected to the corporate network. Question 19. What is Azure AD license-based group membership? Answer: Azure AD license-based group membership allows automatic addition of users to a group based on their Azure AD license assignment, making it easier to manage users with specific licenses. Question 20. What is Azure AD Access Reviews? Answer: Azure AD Access Reviews is a feature that allows organizations to easily review and manage users' access rights to various resources, ensuring that only appropriate people have access. Question 21. What is Azure AD B2B? Answer: Azure AD B2B, business to business, allows external users to access company resources without being a member of your domain. This capability makes cross-organization collaboration secure and straightforward. Question 22. What are Azure AD directory roles? Answer: Azure AD directory roles define the level of administrative permissions that a user has within the Azure AD instance, such as user administrator, global administrator, or billing administrator. Question 23. What is Azure AD passwordless authentication? Answer: Azure AD passwordless authentication allows users to sign in without a password by using other verification methods like the Microsoft Authenticator app, Windows Hello, or FIDO2 security keys. Question 24. What is Azure AD Domain Services? Answer: Azure AD Domain Services allows organizations to deploy a managed domain in Azure, which is fully compatible with Windows Server Active Directory. Question 25. What is Azure AD Graph API? Answer: Azure AD Graph API provides programmatic access to Azure AD through RESTful APIs, although it is considered deprecated in favor of Microsoft Graph. Question 26. What are security reports in Azure AD? Answer: Security reports in Azure AD provide insights into the security state of resources in the organization, helping to identify vulnerabilities and improve security posture. Question 27. What is Azure AD Application Gallery? Answer: The Azure AD Application Gallery provides a wide array of pre-integrated applications that can be deployed with single sign-on, automated user provisioning, and conditional access policies. Question 28. How does Azure AD support hybrid identity? Answer: Azure AD supports hybrid identity through Azure AD Connect, which allows for the coexistence and interaction between on-premises Active Directory and Azure AD. Question 29. What is Azure AD Identity Governance? Answer: Azure AD Identity Governance provides a set of capabilities to govern the identity lifecycle and access to resources, enabling organizations to manage, control, and monitor access within Azure AD. Question 30. What is the Azure AD Audit Log? Answer: The Azure AD Audit Log keeps a record of all auditable activities that occur within Azure AD, providing valuable information for compliance, security monitoring, and operational troubleshooting. Question 31. What is Azure AD Smart Lockout? Answer: Azure AD Smart Lockout assists in protecting user accounts by locking out attackers while letting legitimate users continue accessing their accounts. It uses intelligence and machine learning to differentiate between legitimate and malicious sign-in attempts. Question 32. What are Azure AD custom domains? Answer. Azure AD custom domains allow organizations to use their domain names, like contoso.com, instead of the default own Microsoft.com domain provided by Azure AD. Question 33. What is Azure AD external identities? Answer. Azure AD External Identities is a set of capabilities that enable organizations to secure and manage any external user, including customers and partners. Question 34. What is Azure AD My Apps? Answer. Azure AD My Apps is a web-based portal where end users can discover and launch applications they have access to and perform self-service tasks like password reset. Question 35. How is Azure AD integrated with Microsoft 365? Answer. Azure AD serves as the underlying identity provider for Microsoft 365, facilitating authentication and authorization for all Microsoft 365 services. Question 36. What are Azure AD administrative units? Answer. Azure AD administrative units provide a way to delegate administrative permissions over subsets of Azure AD users, without giving full control over the entire directory. Question 37. What is Azure AD Identity Secure Score? Answer. Azure AD Identity Secure Score provides a numerical summary of your identity security posture compared to a baseline established by Microsoft, helping you understand and improve your security position. Question 38. What is Azure AD Terms of Use? Answer. Azure AD Terms of Use allows administrators to present information like disclaimers or terms and conditions, which users must accept before gaining access to organizational resources. Question 39. What is the difference between Azure AD Basic and Azure AD Premium? Answer. Azure AD Basic provides a set of core functionalities such as directory services and user provisioning. Azure AD Premium offers more advanced features like conditional access, identity protection, and multi-factor authentication. Question 40. What is Azure AD Home Realm Discovery? Answer. Azure AD Home Realm Discovery is the process that Azure AD uses to identify the domain or tenant to which a user needs to authenticate, usually determined by their email suffix. Question 41. What is Azure AD MFA, Multi-Factor Authentication? Answer. Azure AD Multi-Factor Authentication, MFA, enhances security by requiring two or more verification methods, a password, a secondary device, or even a fingerprint. Question 42. What is Azure AD Self-Service Password Reset? Answer. Azure AD Self-Service Password Reset, SSPR, enables users to reset their passwords without administrator intervention, streamlining the user experience while maintaining security. Question 43. What is Azure AD User Risk? Answer. Azure AD User Risk is a feature that identifies and calculates risk based on suspicious activities related to user identities. Administrators can then set up policies to automatically respond to these risks. Question 44. What is Azure AD Company Branding? Answer. Azure AD Company Branding allows administrators to customize the appearance of sign-in pages with organization-specific logos, images, and descriptive text. Question 45. What is Azure AD B2C, Business to Consumer? Answer. Azure AD B2C is a separate service focused on providing identity services to applications that have external users like customers, as opposed to internal organization users. Question 46. What is Azure AD B2C Custom Policies? Answer. Azure AD B2C Custom Policies provide a way to customize the behavior of Azure AD B2C, allowing complex identity experiences tailored to an organization's specific needs. Question 47. What are Azure AD Privileged Identity Management, PIM? Answer. Azure AD Privileged Identity Management, PIM, is a service that enables you to manage, control, and monitor access within your organization, including access to Azure AD, Azure, and other Microsoft online services. Question 48. What is Azure AD Entitlement Management? Answer. Azure AD Entitlement Management is an identity governance feature that enables organizations to manage identity and access lifecycle at scale, including sharing internal apps and data. Question 49. What are Azure AD Object IDs? Answer. Azure AD Object IDs are unique identifiers assigned to objects like users, groups, or apps in Azure AD, serving as a way to distinguish these objects within the directory. Question 50. What is Azure AD Token Lifetime? Answer. Azure AD Token Lifetime is the period for which an access or refresh token is valid. Once the token expires, a new token must be requested for continued access. Thanks for watching.